Another church hurt perspective, and Satan's going to get you if you don't have a covering. Number one, people will confuse your passion as pain. And just because someone is passionate about a topic doesn't mean that they're acting or executing that passion out of pain. If I was hurt by the church, I would have left when I was 15 in 1995 when I turned around and that minister exposed his peen without my consent or desire or want or knowledge, shall I say. And I stayed in the church 20, 25 years after that. So just because someone is passionate about a topic doesn't mean that they're hurt, because I'm so sorry you were hurt. I'm so sorry. Y'all don't need to be sorry for me. Here's the thing. Dr. Martin Luther King, some Black people don't fool with him, but let's just go with the version that we know. He had a dream for his people. He didn't start this huge movement to where he has a day named after him, month, all that kind of stuff. He didn't start that because some white man came up to him and hurt him and said, "Oh, Martin, we're so sorry that you're hurt. We know that's why you're doing all this. We know that's why you're marching. We know that's why you're so passionate. We know that's why because some white man did something specifically to Dr. Martin." That's not what that was. He had a vision for his people. Whether he threw us into the fire, as he said, that's not the point. The point is, he did not do all of that because of some isolated event that happened to him. It was a bigger picture. And that's where I'm coming from. People, the community. Black, it doesn't even matter the color, but mainly, yes, Black people. You don't have to apologize. I'm not hurt. I see people being hurt. I've been out of the church since 2015. I've been done with that. So that covers that. Every time somebody leaves the church or doesn't want to have anything to do with it, I said it in a video, I just woke up. And see, here's the thing. When you say church hurt, or I'm so sorry that this happened to you, that's learned speech. You were taught that. That's not in the scripture. You don't see anything about church hurt in the Bible. You don't. That's something that's man-made, and that's something that y'all have in y'all's arsenal, church folk, when you want to try to, figure out why somebody don't go to church. Could it simply be that people just woke up? That's it. I'm sure Dr. Martin experienced racial things here and there, this, that, and that, but you don't go and create a whole movement just because a white man or a white woman did something to you. This is not just some movement because somebody in the church hurt me or did something. Y'all need to grow up and get spiritually mature and educate yourself. So I'm here to educate you. Not every passionate movement is based off of pain. I can't stand bullies. If I see a girl who's the size of a linebacker messing with a petite little old thing, that's going to make me very passionate and angry. And I'm going to want to fight for her and advocate for her. But that big bully didn't do anything to me. But I still want to advocate and stand in the gap. And so recognize this, that I am standing in the gap for a lot of people and advocating for people. And they tell me that in the inbox all the time. I wanted to say that. I've been wanting to say that. Thank you for advocating. Thank you for speaking. All the things. Second thing, if you don't have a covering, Satan's going to get you because you're isolated. Let's educate ourselves. So tell me specifically, what is Satan going to do to me, to a person who doesn't go to church? Y'all think we're isolated. I explained that in the last video. What is he going to do? What's going to happen that cannot and has not and will not happen inside the walls? Don't you tell me that you won't be protected, because about 10 pastors in my area, I'm in the Dallas area, have either been sat down because they harmed people. Unknown sins, that's not the point. Let's not get distracted. Known sins, 5-year sins, underage girl sins. So what can Satan do to me out here? Let me tell you something. The first thing you're going to say is not all churches are like that. Well, not everybody outside the church is like that either. I told you in one of my videos, all of my essays, I'll just say that, assaults happened inside the walls. Okay. And when I came out from the outside of the walls, I've never been essayed. And I've been around some worldly heathen people that y'all say are worldly. I've never been essayed. Never been treated the way I was treated inside the walls. So it sounds like I'm better out here in the boondocks than inside the walls with the way they've been falling left and right. What else could he do? You know, he comes to steal, kill, and destroy. They steal from people in the church. They destroy people in the church. They kill people's spirit in the church. They lie to people in the church. So miss us with that. See, we think for ourselves out here. Okay, we think for ourselves and we are not blind. We don't allow ourselves to be led blindly anymore, and some people not at all. So that fear that you're projecting that Satan's going to get you if you don't have a covering, I feel more safe and more protected outside those walls than in those walls. And more people feel that way than you know. That doesn't scare us. What scares us is what's inside those walls, which you keep hearing on the news. And here's the thing. This world, don't you even lie about it. This world is not getting better. It's not. It is not getting any better. But we need to be in church. We need to be in the house of the Lord. It's not getting any better. All these churches in the world is still the way that it is. Anyways, so that covers that. Not having a covering, you're isolated. You got to be watchful of Satan. You're projecting fear. So that's that. Telling people that you're going to be attacked by Satan. And it's amazing that I used to be under that kind of teaching. You're going to get attacked by Satan if you are outside these walls. Where's the love in that? Oh, Lord. I want to apologize to every person in my 25-year church career. If I ever did that, if I ever hurt you, let's do that. What we need to do is those of us that have come out, I want to apologize to anybody that I have hurt by telling you you're going to hell, you know, all the things that I'm experiencing right now. Forgive me and be free. Be spiritually free to seek out your own path, your own way. I haven't done that in a long time. Like I said, I've been out of church since 2015. And even when I was in it, I always looked at people like in question. That's what got me kicked out of the church. Matter of fact, y'all want to say I left out of church hurt. I basically was kicked out of church, you genius, because I was asking questions and I woke up. What is church folk? Okay, so you know what a Karen is, right? A Karen is a type of white woman, but she doesn't represent all white women. Church folk is a type of person that goes to church. It's a type of churchgoer, but they do not represent all churchgoers. I don't know if it was during the pandemic or after, that's when people were seeing a lot of Karens come out. And if you go look at a compilation video of Karens, they all have the same type of demeanor. They all react the same. They're very extreme at registers and HOA people in the neighborhood. They scream the same. They get angry. They have this demeanor, kind of like church folk. And you can tell a Karen from an average white woman. Just like church folk have a demeanor and attitude, and they sound the same, and they act the same, and they look the same. Church folk is different from people that go to church. So I hope that brings you clarity. And I've been talking to the people that are representing church folk in my videos. We all know that it's not all churches. It's not all people. They are not my audience. Church folk are not my audience, but they come to my show and sit in my audience and try to be a part of this spiritual journey that we have. But they are not supposed to be here. They're supposed to be over there in church. So I hope that gives you clarity that there's a difference between a Karen, which is a certain type of white woman, and there's a certain type of churchgoer called church folk.